Hello, good morning. I'm Dr. Sonali here. We are here on Education on Cloud. For class 10 science, we have a chapter named Life Processes. So we have already completed the chapter. Let us do quick revision for your exam point of view. Every living organism has a need for nutrition, as it is through nutrition that one obtains energy. So what is the role of any kind of nutrition? Nutrition you are having in different form of food or different kind of activities. Okay, so like it's not only in human there is a nutrition required, plants also required, every living being requires nutrition. Why? Because for doing any kind of activity, like for human, for doing daily activities, it requires energy. Energy will come via nutrition only. Okay, so there are different means for having nutrition or having any kind of food, like autotrophs and heterotrophs. They are divided into. Autotrophs are, some are making food by themselves, their own food they are making, and from that whatever energy is liberated, that energy is only utilized. Okay, and heterotrophs are they are not making food, but they are dependent on autotrophs, like they are called producers and consumers. So autotrophs are called producers and heterotrophs are called consumers. So producers are preparing food, own food. Consumers either depend on producers or they are using different means. Okay, so now there are how the nutrition can be in plants as well as animals. Let us discuss the process of intake and utilization of nutrients. Substance either release energy in the help of manufacturing of biomolecule is known as nutrition. Okay, now let's see here. In green plants, we just now discussed there are two types, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Green plants, autotrophs, as they synthesize their own food using sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. Like leaves, green leaves has chlorophyll, in that chloroplast is there. So chloroplast has a tendency to trap light energy. The packets of energy are called photons. Okay, so photons are being trapped there, and that's what happens. Organism produce their own food called producers also. So autotrophs are producers. By plants are producing food using sunlight, chlorophyll from the green leaves, carbon dioxide from the environment and water. Okay, so this process is called photosynthesis. Photo word is used for photons of light, and synthesis is preparing of food or synthesizing food using light energy. Okay, so here what is happening actually, basically in photosynthesis, light energy is converting to chemical energy. Okay, let us see now what is photosynthesis equation. Photosynthesis equation is in presence of carbon dioxide and water and in presence of photons of light, chlorophyll on the green leaves will make food in form of we can say carbohydrate. So different type of carbohydrate, here they had shown glucose and water and oxygen. Okay, so here water is, again we are having oxygen here, and energy in the form of energy is liberated. Okay, so light energy is converting to chemical energy, that is only called photosynthesis. Okay, so in the form of energy. So we were discussing about photosynthesis equation. Here carbon dioxide, water molecules and sunlight energy from the photons of light, chlorophyll, green pigment present in leaves, green leaves, chloroplast. So light energy is converting to chemical energy, that is only called photosynthesis, and food has been prepared in the form of carbohydrate here. Okay, so here the chlorophyll is a light receiver which can trap light, photons of light, that can trap solar energy within its molecule. Okay, and the site of chlorophyll activity is special plant cell organelles that are only called chloroplast. So what is chloroplast? Chlorophyll containing organelles in plant cells. Okay, they are only called chloroplast, and where light energy is converting to chemical energy. Okay, next, in humans, the alimentary canal is basically a long tube extending from mouth to the anus. So human digestive system, all of we have studied already and you are familiar. So digestive system actually starts from mouth only, because we start consuming food from mouth. So from there only we are trying to chew the food and break the food using our teeth, correct? But what happens, that much big particles also cannot flow through blood or to the parts of body. So that is why what happens, that has to be further broken into fine parts, and the waste product should be separated, useful should be separated. All this will be done at different level of digestive system, and each level of digestive system there are different secretion of enzymes. Enzymes are biocatalysts which are playing very important role in biocatalyst means the biological reactions are getting catalyzed by them, and that is why they are playing very important role. Like the we can say digestion starts from mouth only. When we are hungry or we need food, we can observe it, there is a saliva will start coming from the mouth. So under the teeth, near the salivary glands will be there, and near the behind part of the teeth there, and that glands will secrete salivary amylase enzyme. So what is the role of salivary amylase? We are generally taking food major in three forms. One is carbohydrate, one is protein, and one is fat. So these three complex molecules breaking is important, then only food digestion is possible. So carbohydrate, we are taking complex carbohydrate like starch we consume mostly. So starch is a very complex carbohydrate, polymeric carbohydrate, so it should be broken into simpler carbohydrate. So salivary amylase role is breaking starch into simple sugar molecules. So salivary amylase is present in saliva. Okay, like we can say the gastric glands present in the stomach wall of human release hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid also for breaking of food further, and pepsin and mucus. So what is the role of pepsin? Pepsin is also kind of enzyme which is breaking protein. Protein is also very complex molecule. How it forms? Amino acid is the smaller molecule which combines to give peptides, and peptides will convert into protein, very high molecular weight. So what is the role of pepsin? It will break protein to further simple peptides, and peptides will be broken to further smaller molecule known amino acids. Similarly, tooth decay or dental caries causes dental cavities, actually it should be, it causes gradual softening of enamel and dentine. So brushing the teeth after eating removes the dental plaque. Okay, so what is plaque? Plaque is sticky film of bacteria which is produces acid, and they lead to cavities if the brushing is not done, tooth loss, many kind of tooth decay. So repeated brushing is required. Okay, after you eat anything, or before sleeping, early morning after getting up, like that, at least brushing twice in a day is important. Then factors that affect photosynthesis are light. Without that it's not possible to prepare food. Okay, so light, temperature, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, plus now animal nutrition shows a very wide range. Unicellular organism like amoeba, we are very familiar with the protozoans like amoeba. Amoeba is unicellular organism, they don't have a separate organs. Okay, so organs they don't have, then how they are having food, how they are surviving? So food via body surface, that is only called phagocytosis. So their body will only change the shape, just gulp the whatever the object they wanted to gulp, and their body shape will change again like that, and after that excretory form also will be thrown out like that only. So that is called phagocytosis. And here the human digestive system climaxes the evolutionary development of digestive system with numerous glands, digestive juices, and organs working together. The various steps of nutrition are ingestion means having food, digestion after having breaking into smaller, then absorption, after breaking into smaller it should absorb. Okay, and assimilation means how it will be sent to complete body for giving energy or doing work. So energy rich molecule in which energy is first captured in adenosine triphosphate, ATP. Okay, so whenever there is a requirement of energy, ATP will break into ADP. ADP is adenosine diphosphate, and further it will break into energy, and you are getting energy is liberated out. So breathing is a physical process which involves inhalation and exhalation. All of us us know we all breathe. So what we do, we inhale oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. So inhalation and exhalation is happening. So that is a physical process. Now what is respiration? Respiration is biochemical process which includes breathing and oxidation of food. Okay, so respiration has two kind of activities, which are, one is breathing and one is oxidation of food. So how oxidation of food? By aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means respiration in presence of oxygen, that is called aerobic respiration. In mitochondria, mitochondria is considered as powerhouse of the body, powerhouse of the cell. So there aerobic respiration takes place. And what happens in respiration? This is the equation for respiration. You are having any kind of carbohydrate, which is when you inhale oxygen, oxygen will combine with that and exhale carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide will form with giving large amount of energy in form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Then what is respiration? In presence of oxygen, it is known as aerobic respiration, which happens in mitochondria. Mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. Okay. Then respiration occurs in absence of oxygen is known as anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic means there is no oxygen required but respiration is happening. That is happening in yeast. Okay, and like fermentation process. Then muscles, human muscles also has anaerobic respiration type. So that is why you would have seen any living being, after the removal of some part or death of that part, the part will be moving. You would have seen example for this is lizard. Lizard's tail, if lizard has a defense mechanism to leave its tail on the enemy. So when lizard leaves its tail, the tail will be moving for some time. Okay, and because there is we say there is life. Life is actually anaerobic respiration is taking place. That's what the movement is happening just for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, not beyond that. So during aerobic respiration, food is completely broken down into carbon dioxide and oxygen, and energy is released in the form of ATP. So this is food in presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay. Now aerobic respiration occurs in higher organism including human beings. Okay. Anaerobic occurs in smaller organism like bacteria, yeast, also in our muscles. So alcohol fermentation in yeast is also one of the example. Now the muscles of vertebrate animals, okay, can continue working for a minute or two without oxygen. Like just now I said, why it happens? Using anaerobic system in absence of oxygen through glycolysis. So that kind of movement you can observe. Microorganisms such as yeast and certain bacteria obtain their energy by anaerobic respiration, which is termed as fermentation. So what is fermentation? We have studied this. So yeast is secreting two types of enzyme, invertase and zymase. First, invertase will break sucrose complex molecule disaccharide to glucose and fructose, and then glucose and fructose is breaking using zymase to ethyl alcohol. So this will be sugar industry waste, that is called molasses. Molasses cannot be crystalline any more sugar, so which has 10% sugar present, but it cannot be crystallized in sugar crystal. So that is waste from sugar industry, but that is the gain from alcohol industry, because that waste which has 10% of sugar present, which can be by fermentation of yeast, which can be converted to alcohol, and that alcohol will be filtered and refined and will be used for fit for drinking purpose, and which will be sold for very high price. Okay. So common type of fermentation is alcoholic fermentation, which is performed by yeast, just now which we have seen. Then direct respiration is seen in unicellular organism like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria and chlamydomonas. So what is that? Process of exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the body cells without any special organ. So like amoeba does not have any special organ for taking food, special organ for respiration, but direct respiration through the body only it is happening. Okay, that is called direct respiration. What is diffusion? Diffusion is defined as the movement of substance from a region of higher concentration. We can see here, this is higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, that is only called diffusion. Now rate of respiration in plants is much slower than animals, because animals are doing lot of activity also, so energy requirement is also happening very rapidly. That is why the respiration rate is more, and the plant movement is very little or nil, and that is why rate of respiration is small.